Hi there, and thanks for joining us here in the Weather Lounge. I'm your host, meteorologist Brad Miller, and joining me for today's podcast, as always, is fellow WeatherWorks meteorologist Jen Diorio. Jen, what's going on?
Not much, Brad. How are you?
Not too bad. You know, we got a nice video podcast going here today.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And, fall, I guess the meteorological fall has begun just about a little over a week ago. But the official start, of course, is Monday, September 22nd, and may not be the case for where you're at, Jen, in Long Island. You know, the leaves starting to change there at all?
No, not yet.
No.
Maybe I can pick out a handful, but
Yeah.
But it is starting to have that crisp feel to the air, which I will take. This morning I had to leave with a sweatshirt on, so haven't had to do that in quite a long time.
It's definitely reminding us that we're here in early September. You know, where I'm at, of course, in northeastern PA, you know, we've got some leaves starting to change, but I don't know if it's because of the fall. You know, it could be because it's been so dry. But again, we'll discuss that as we bring in our guest here, and he's a returning guest at that. His name is Kyle Cotner, and he owns and runs the website The Foliage Report. We had him on back last September, and he's back this year to talk about the changing leaves and everything about fall foliage. Kyle, thanks for joining us again here in the Weather Lounge.
Thank you so much for having me back. It's good to be here another year to discuss fall foliage with you, everyone.
Yeah, and
yes,
you know, last year when we had you on, the ending of the podcast, we brought in the big hat right there, the awesome hat. Jen giggles every time she sees it.
I think she wants one. I think she wants one.
I mean, I might need some fan apparel, you know.
some merch. And I think Brad needs one too. I think I mentioned this last year. There's only one hat ever made of these, and I'm wearing it right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you should. I mean,
I'm waiting for the merch drop. I'm waiting for the merch drop.
Yeah, she's ready.
Yeah, and the way things are, like, you go to TikTok and everyone buys stuff off of TikTok. Just put it on the Foliage Report website, and I'm sure people will buy that stuff easily.
Exactly. Yes. That's a great idea, Brad. I have thought about it, but yes.
So what's behind the Leaf Daddy? How did you ever get that name anyway?
So I was bestowed this wonderful title actually by my wife. She's like, you're starting to go gray. So if I take my hat out here, look at that gray hair.
Well, and kids and a wife will. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, they will 100%. So I have two young children.
I didn't say that.
I'm turning 41 this month, so the gray's coming in, and someone once called me a zaddy, which I'm definitely not, by the way. But they're like, "What about Leaf Zaddy?" Well, how about Leaf Daddy? She started calling me, so I'm gonna run with that title. I like it. It fits my personality. It fits the brand. Most importantly,
it does fit the brand.
And like I said, I think Jen wants to be part of that brand. So when she's walking the streets of New York City, she rock this hat, and
that might be a good way to get beat up. But
what praise? What are you talking about? No, maybe some high fives. The only thing that's going to be hurting is your hand, because you're going to be so many high fives with everyone. No, so I wear this hat a lot of places. I travel for my day job. I travel a little bit, but I'll wear this on a plane, and most people think I'm representing the THC industry, which I'm not. It's for something much nerdier. Much nerdier.
Well, you gotta get a female version then. I mean, if you're gonna have a Leaf Daddy, you gotta have either Leaf. You gotta do the whole thing: Leaf Mommy, Leaf Sister.
Potentially
Leaf Bro.
Yeah, Leaf Bro.
Leaf Bro.
Exactly, Leaf Bro. That's right. Yeah, so that's how it's bestowed the title, and it has a nice ring to it, and I like the hat as well. So.
Nah, it definitely it fits you. That's for sure.
I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, Brad.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you, of course, being on here with the Leaf Daddy hat. So what do you got? Any changes this year to the Foliage Report? I mean, it's a well-respected, well-followed website. I've been watching it, since, and so is Mike and Jen, since about August when you guys started already with Alaska, fall foliage. So where are we at this year?
Well, I've been doing this for 18 years now. This fall marks the 18th year I've been tracking fall foliage throughout the entire country. The website is it's the same as it was last year. I try to abide by if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of thing. But I'm sure that there's many updates that could be made to this website. But it's the same trusted, obviously fall foliage tracking that's been on the website for many years. But yes, we start in August with Alaska. Towards the middle of August is when the northern slope and the Brooks Range Mountains in northern Alaska starts to change. And so we get really excited in about mid-August. But for the lower 48, we start about now.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that we're this far along. Summer just kind of zipped on by, and now we're
it's almost mid-September. It's not even like we're closer to mid-September now than it's crazy.
True.
Yeah,
and I prefer fall, so I'm happy that we're here.
Well, as the Leaf Daddy, you should prefer fall. We would be concerned if you didn't.
Well,
really.
I love the grain trees and the in the summer and the spring are fantastic, the blooming in the spring. But I love all leaves, but fall is hands down the
all leaves are created equal.
Exactly. Winter I'm not so much a fan of unless they're evergreens or coniferous type of trees.
That is true. When those get a little bit of snow on them, they look beautiful. But other than that, I agree with you for sure. So I want to talk about, because this is something that stuck with me from last year, of what exactly causes the leaves to change. And I think the thing that stuck with me last year is how the green is actually more of the change than than the colors that you see in the fall. So can you go over that again for us? And
Absolutely. So just a little back up a little bit to science class here. So what causes those leaves to be green is chlorophyll. So these leaves take in sunlight. It's called photosynthesis, if you remember that. And then it produces a chemical called chlorophyll, which makes the leaves green. So when we lose sunlight in the fall, it gets a little cooler, slightly drier as well. That chlorophyll is losing the photosynthesis. So you know what happens? The green goes away. And with some trees, that's when you actually get to see the natural color of the leaf, which can be yellow. When the chlorophyll leaves, trees like sugar maples, it creates a sugar which will turn into like a vibrant red or orange. So that's just a little science behind the changing of the leaves.
Yeah, I remember last year when you were talking about that. It's like that's the green is actually the mask for the trees. I mean, that's not their real color, right? It's
true. Yeah, exactly. It's a mask for the leaves. Exactly. It's all caused by photosynthesis. But like I said, when the sunlight starts to go away, that tree is kind of in survival mode as well. It's going to pull out any moisture it can find from the leaves to prepare to hibernate in some sort of hibernation, of course, for the winter. And so then the leaves will show their natural colors a lot of times when the chlorophyll leaves, and then they'll eventually drop. It's all basically a preservation tactic of the trees. But there's many trees that don't change at all. Those are your evergreens and coniferous type of trees. Like the pine needles you can think of. Those are wrapped in a wax, which basically protects the chlorophyll throughout any season. And so those needles or some leaves can stay green the entire year.
Yeah, and now that you say they're wrapped in a wax, you can actually feel that when you touch those leaves versus, our leaves around here.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
does
it's
that
really interesting.
help prevent from insects or anything like that? I mean, it's
absolutely, absolutely,
yeah.
It'll help protect from insects. It protects and it keeps the moisture within the needle as well. It's funny, but if you with a pine needle, you can think about it. If you took that wax off, you could actually roll out the leaf. You would say from that needle.
So this year again, we had this issue last year, but the drought or I guess the dry weather, it's been such an odd year because here in the Northeast, we had such a wet spring and actually cool spring. It took forever for the leaves to come in. And actually, one of the places where I play golf at is actually at about 2,000 feet. It's up on the Pocono Plateau, and I don't think the leaves came out until almost Memorial Day.
Oh, wow.
It was just, it was like one of the latest times. I mean, it was still bare trees up there in like mid-May. But then, then they came out, and then we had such a cool, wet spring here in the Northeast, and now we're dealing with dry conditions again. So where are we at with that, Kyle? I mean, it's just, has it affected trees yet, or is it going to in the next month or two?
The timing of the spring bloom, as we'll call it, shouldn't have an extreme impact on the timing of the fall foliage change. The dryness, which you mentioned, is going to have a much larger impact.
Yeah.
Because when the tree's looking for moisture, when it's not getting it from rain coming down, it's going to pull it from wherever it can, from the ground. If it can't get it from there, it's going to start pulling it from the leaves. And when it pulls it from the leaves, that chemical chlorophyll, which you mentioned earlier, whatever basically, it's going to drink whatever it can. The tree will. So it's going to pull the chlorophyll from the leaves, and that's when you're going to see those fall colors. So a dry summer can often lead to an early fall, but you got to also couple in the lack of sunlight as well. So if it's a super dry summer, it doesn't mean that, hey, we're going to hit peak fall foliage in middle September or late September in many areas, because we still need the diminishing sunlight.
Got it.
Right.
I'm curious because it was dry from like a precipitation standpoint, but I don't know about you, Brad, but I felt like here on Long Island, like the humidity did not break very often.
No.
So does the humidity have any impact on the moisture content? Like, can trees and leaves pull moisture from the humidity in the air, or not really?
Jen, that's a great question, and that's a question that no one truly knows the answer to.
Okay.
Scientists have been looking into this. No one truly knows the answer. I've spoken with experts within many university systems. There's a professor at Appalachian State who we've discussed this before. The answer is we don't know at this time.
Okay.
Now, my uneducated mind starts to think, well, of course, there's moisture in the air. There's dew points, of course. There's some moisture in that air. Wouldn't you think that the little spores within those leaves will be able to pull in any moisture? But it's we're just unsure at this time.
Got it. Okay.
So, speaking of like Appalachian State, you just said, are there actual courses though on foliage anywhere? I mean,
yeah, Appalachian State. There's a guy named Dr. Dentro, which is a dendrologist, which is the study of trees at Virginia Tech University. Virginia Polytechnical University is the technical version of it.
I've heard of it, yeah.
But yeah, I guess go Hokies for them. So yeah.
Huh. I mean, I guess it seems like today there's a course for everything. I mean, I remember seeing something on X a couple of weeks ago with some of these universities. I mean, they have like the oddest topics that you could think of, but they're actual like a 3 credit semester class, and I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I would just think like
there are some ridiculous courses. I'm sure that Jen knows of a few.
Yeah, I mean, even I know Penn State has a whole. I'm trying to think of the official name of it, but courses on trees, grass management, and turf management. Right. I mean, there's
Penn State's actually a big school for turf management. A lot of golf course superintendents. That Rutgers. There's a couple of big Clemson's. Yeah. Another one. They that's their that's where they go to school for golf course superintendents.
Yeah, specifically.
Stuff.
For right, that, I know a lot of.
Not to make fun of leaf looking, I can imagine there's got to be a couple courses out there about foliage because it's a very interesting topic, and just to see the whole process, from you can easily cover that in 3-month semester and have plenty of stuff to talk about and learn.
No, absolutely. There's also even down in Texas A&M has a fantastic program for obviously it's an agriculture school,
Right.
But you mentioned grass management. I mean,
Yep.
There's some dendrologists there as well.
Yep.
What are they called? Dendrologists?
Yeah, dendrologist, which is the study of trees. Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that. Never heard of that.
The more you know. Someone get that gift.
The more you know.
You know.
You remember that thing? The more you know.
Oh yeah, PBS in the 90s.
Yeah,
I don't think Jen remembers that.
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't alive yet.
I was
No,
yeah.
Jen...
I was not alive yet. Not until the late 90s.
I'll send you to YouTube, Jen, after
okay.
after
Sounds
we get done
good.
with the podcast.
Educate me on that, yeah.
So Jen, as a Gen Zer, are you? Are you Gen Z?
I don't even know what I am. I was born in 98.
Oh.
98. Okay. I think you're.
Yeah, that pains people at my company when I say I was born in 98. They're like, I was in high school.
I was an 8th grader, so I was not in high. So don't listen to those old folks, Jen. You know.
Yeah.
How was college?
well, perhaps.
Anyway, we're dating Brad over here.
Yeah,
so.
I know.
So, all right. So we talked about the dryness. We talked about the humidity. What about the heat? I know we had a cool spring, and then I felt like we had a cool spring, and then we very dramatically went hot.
Yeah.
Hot and humid. So from what I remember last year, again, it's more of the dryness that has an impact than the temperature. But give us a little, update on that. Do you think the heat will have any impact?
I don't think it will have a huge impact because there has not been extremes.
Okay.
I mean, so I'm going to date myself. Like 10 or 12 years ago, it was a really, really hot summer. Really hot summer within the Northeast, I remember. And that did impact the fall foliage within the area. But I mean, we were talking, they had multiple days in the hundreds, if I recall. I have not seen that this year. I don't know about y'all up there, but I have not seen that from my standpoint. The extremes aren't here. So I'm not too worried about it. But yes, extreme heat can impact fall color. Yeah. And also, if there's not enough heat as well, I mean, for those leaves to grow throughout this, spring and summer.
Right.
And same thing that along those lines, Kyle. So what about a wet summer, things like that? How is that just as unimpactful as you would think with the dry weather, or would that make it more of a drab kind of a fall?
Too much moisture is not a good thing in the summertime. Too much moisture can cause fungus to grow on the trees, which will impact the fall color. It will cause for a much duller color into the fall. So too much moisture is not a good thing. Fortunately, a lot of times, if there's a lot of rain in the summer, you can have a nice break within, late August into September, which can dry up things a little bit. But you don't want that crazy moisture to continue through the summer into the fall, because that's when you're talking about those trees are going to be impacted greatly with fungus growing on there, and then the colors will not be majestic. They'll be very dull.
It's a little Goldilocks like. Can't have it too wet, can't have it too dry. Yeah. Somewhere in the middle.
That's right.
This one's just right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So now what determines the actual color of the leaves? So we're all green in the summer, and then that green starts to pull back, and then you have some yellows, some oranges, and then my personal favorite, those reds to even some deep reds, almost like a purple. Mm-hmm. How does each leaf get that unique color?
So I mentioned earlier the chlorophyll, that's the green that you see. Yep. But when the chlorophyll leaves, with many trees, that's when you'll see their natural colors. So it's carotenoids is what they're called for the leaves that when the chlorophyll leaves, the green leaves, that's going to be the natural color. So it's going to be your yellows, your oranges. It's the pigment. It's the actual natural pigment of the leaf. And so that's year round. But as soon as the chlorophyll leaves, that's when we get to see it with our eyes, and it's fantastic. So carotenoids actually give the color of carrots as well. So the orange color, it's pretty little side factoid for everyone there. But aspens, like an aspen tree, would be a great example of this type of tree.
Yeah, when I visited Colorado last year in the fall, and those aspen trees and the color that they turn. I mean, it is gorgeous. You just look out on a sea of...
You can hear them too. You can hear the wind, and it's just the noise that they make.
Yeah.
It's pretty relaxing. Wow.
Yeah.
But
and it was cool
another... Go ahead,
Sorry, I was just going to say,
no,
it was cool because, like, you know, here we have all different, which I love, don't get me wrong. You know, every tree I feel like is unique to a certain degree with their colors. There, it's so uniform. So you're literally just looking out on a sea of that, like, yellow to almost orange. It was beautiful.
No, it's wonderful. So the aspens can span from northern New Mexico, a little west in Arizona, all the way up through the Rockies. And they are wonderful to look at. Another thing that can cause the colors is the anthocyanins, which is a pigment within those leaves. And anthocyanins, so basically when the chlorophyll leaves that leaf, it produces a sugar. That sugar will give the leaf a deep red or, you know, very vibrant red, or what you mentioned, the purples earlier. So that's one thing that can do that. So the trees like that would be like your sugar maples. It's in the name, of course. So these pigments are only shown during the fall. So because that's when the sugars are actually produced within the leaf. So that's one cool thing. And then you have, like, you know, your tannins, trees that are tannins, like your oaks. Those just turn brown. You know, they're not vibrant at all. They're not the most not the best looking, but those are like your oaks. They'll show that brown color.
Is that the dominant tree out west though? Because I mean, we actually went to the Grand Canyon this past spring, but obviously we weren't changing anything. But is that the dominant tree out west? I mean, is that why there's so many? Is just aspen? I mean, it sounds like it's pretty, but I like the differential, you know, all the different kinds and colors of different trees. I mean, is that what it is out there? Just aspen?
It's mostly dominant, but there's a maple out there called the Bigfoot maple, and it is a very vibrant red. And I bring it up now because they're actually showing right now a little east of Salt Lake City in Utah. There's a wonderful patch of those Bigfoot maples. They're just showing some wonderful red colors. But the dominant color out west would be your yellows and some oranges as well.
Yeah, I just think I like the variability of all the different types of trees in the Northeast.
It's different. Yeah, it's a different look. It's a different pretty.
Obviously, you think of like New England, Vermont, New Hampshire, where they have, you know, the biggest, I guess, changes. And I mean, and then you read, and we talked about this last year. You read about the traffic jams that develop up there. Just like, I mean, I never thought of it, but they say the roads get so clogged in like early October in New England that you can't even move.
I was just about to say the leaf peeping. Yeah,
the leaf peepers. Yeah, no, those are my people. The peepers are my people.
Those are your followers.
They're true.
You need some hats that say leaf peeper.
Leaf peeper. Nothing would annoy the locals within those small communities.
That's right here.
Yeah. No, they're not. It's a double-edged sword for them, I'm sure. On one hand, it's probably annoying with the traffic, but on the other hand, it is a huge boost to the local economy.
I was just going to say, it probably drives local business up there huge, you know, probably for a month and a half out of the year.
Billions of dollars.
Just come up there. Yeah,
Billions
I can
of dollars.
imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I
was on Fox Business one time talking about that. Just the economic impact of fall colors throughout the United States. Of course, you know, these New England communities, their tourism dollars, a lot of that comes from the peepers. But also, I know you're more of a variety fan, but out west, Colorado also has a pretty good tourism sector for your leaf peepers. But then we go to the Midwest, you know, there's some great peeping opportunities within Michigan and Wisconsin, Minnesota.
Yeah. Now back to your website. I already just saw one of your field correspondents. I mean, how many of those folks do you have? I mean, do they update like every week now, going for the rest of the season?
I do. So I have a field correspondent director, a guy named D. Bean Berry.
Yeah. And I saw him the other day on there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So so the funny thing is, a lot of these storm chasers love tracking fall colors when it's not storm chasing season.
Well, I guess once you get into fall, you're starting to lose the severe aspect
Yeah.
to weather, right?
Exactly. And I mean, who doesn't love some wonderful fall colors? And so I have a dedicated group of folks spread across the country, out west, into the southeast, and then the northeast and the Midwest as well. And so a lot of these folks will just send me in what they're seeing, or they'll actually report on grounds. I have a communications director. She's in DC, and she'll loop them all together and hopefully put out some wonderful content. So I have folks spread across the country, and I'm here in Dallas. That's where I live, in Dallas. So I don't see fall colors until mid-November.
Right.
Oh,
And so I rely on my people, the peepers, to provide me some wonderful data for me to create my maps. But I also use other avenues, other resources as well to create my maps. I'm searching through state data. I'm looking at aerial images. I'm even using Instagram. People without you can search locations. You can tell if they're using a filter or not. And so I'm trying to find whatever resource I can do, aggregate all that information together, compile it, and put it into easy, viewable maps for folks like Jen and yourself, Brad, to enjoy.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I got almost 9,000 followers now. That's
that's awesome.
It's pretty. Yeah, it is.
And today we're speaking. This is Tuesday the 9th, but I put out my first maps yesterday, the 8th. So the first maps for the lower 48. And so what I'm seeing right now is a little early changes are happening in the upper Midwest, specifically in Minnesota. They're about 5
Is this
days
Leaf
from...
Daddy's forecast yet, or?
I can give you my forecast.
This is
what I'm seeing right
what's
now.
happening.
Yeah,
this is current. Okay.
Exactly. So what I'm seeing right now is so upper Midwest, a little early, is showing within Minnesota, and then out west seems to be pretty much on par with previous years. So I guess my prediction is actually turning into what's happening now. But I'd be happy to dive into my predictions for the upcoming 2025 season, which we're now in fully.
Leaf Daddy.
Let's do it.
Prediction.
Exactly. So without further ado, here's my
Leaf prediction.
Exactly.
Yeah, again, I saw this on the Foliage Report last night. I saw you guys were kind of teasing it, and then it came out then last night, and I saw the maps this morning. Yeah. So.
And they posted up on X this morning. But my prediction is going to be, once again, every year is a fantastic year. It's always within the eye of the beholder. Different regions have better years than others.
Sure.
Last year, the Northeast had a fantastic season. The West had a wonderful season. The Southeast had a terrible season, but that was due to hurricane.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
the
horrible hurricane.
Exactly, destroyed a lot of southern Appalachia. So what I'm predicting is earlier change within the Midwest, upper Midwest. The West will probably be on par with previous years, maybe a few days sooner. New England is going to be just right on schedule, I'd say. So depending on peak times, like upper New England, you're going to have to see peak within the higher elevations, early October.
Yeah,
potentially.
Yeah, usually.
So that's on par. I would say, the West, like it's just a few days earlier, like I mentioned, Colorado. I mean, the higher elevations will be peak in late September.
All right.
So that's my full prediction. But if you look at all the data, because going into the prediction, you have to look at, hey, what's the drought monitor index look like?
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, it's coming back. Yeah, we actually got rid of the drought in the spring, and now it's kind of creeping back in across much of New England. Although we did get some good beneficial rain just this past weekend. So.
I've got it pulled up right now.
Now we're going back into a dry stretch.
And that's going to cause, I would say, just a normal autumn for your area, fall foliage wise, and a normal is a good thing there because you have fantastic colors and it's going to display a wonderful fall scene.
We will take it. I'll say
Yeah, I guess,
normal sounds good to me.
Yeah, I guess mid-October. I guess like what is it? Columbus Day. That time of the year is like the biggest weekend up in New England because that's around comes around peak, and that's the
Yeah.
weekend that I think even around where I'm at, it's a big weekend. They have like a lot of fall festivals and food truck things, and check out the leaves. They have some of the ski areas around here have like the chairlift rides, so you can go up and check everything out. So
that's
I'm
cool.
sure a lot of the
really
places
cool.
in New England do that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
We just have a lot of like, the deeper that you get into end of September, October is a lot of go out to the east end of Long Island, a lot of like farm stands and pumpkin picking and corn.
Although you get a lot of
cider.
pine, like more evergreens out there that way, don't you, Jen?
I mean, a little bit, but we have a good amount of foliage as well.
Deciduous trees, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, deciduous. Those for those listening, deciduous are trees that turn color.
Right.
Yeah. No, we have a good amount. I would say I was in New England probably 3 years ago now. And that was sometime in the end of October, and I was just like, wow, it is. I thought Long Island trees were pretty, but New England's something else. So
yeah, that's what they're known for. I mean, that's what postcards.
No, I like, and that's a good follow, of course. The Foliage Report there because you get all those people and you guys put a bunch of pictures on there, and it's just amazing. It's like I can't believe some of the colors when I see New England, like Jen was saying. It's just it's a whole different world. It seems like up there, and everyone has their change in colors, and you have nice fall foliage across a lot of the Northeast. But it just seems like it's so front and center in New England, and it's just so much, just boom. It's just I don't know. It's amazing up there. I got to get up there one of these days for fall foliage.
It's like you're in a Hallmark movie, basically.
Yeah, well, that's
a great way to describe it.
Hallmark, yeah.
It has started, yes.
How I Fall in Love. It's all those funny titles. Falling in Love in Leaves or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe I should join one of those films, Leaf Daddies. Actually, no, I'm happily married with kids, so no, I will not be falling in love.
Falling in love with Leaf Daddy.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, some of those titles. I think of one during the summer was actually about like a hockey player falling in love with someone. And it's like take a shot at love or something like that.
Oh my God, yeah, those are too much.
But all the leaf ones are like that. All the fall ones are like that too. But yeah,
'tis the season.
Tis the season.
It is. No, it's the only thing worse is that they're running the Christmas ones in July. They do the Christmas in July. Not to make fun of the Hallmark. I mean, people love that stuff. I like it occasionally. It's a good movie once in a while. Can't hurt.
No, and I mean the interest in fall foliage really tampers off when you start hearing Christmas music on the radio. I'll tell you that.
I know. Don't rush the fall.
Agreed.
Don't rush the fall. Don't rush Thanksgiving.
After Thanksgiving, that's when you get into the whole holiday spirit. I mean, maybe after Veterans Day, I'm okay with it a little bit, but no, wait until Thanksgiving.
I agree.
Yep.
No, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving gets brushed over, and it's one of the best.
And then I can hear Mariah Carey nonstop. Yeah.
She's defrosting those memes.
Yeah, I saw that, Jen. Chris Castellano, one of our other meteorologists here at WeatherWorks, him and he always sends me the Mariah Carey song, and he sent me. I saw a picture on X of like Mariah Carey starting to defrost already, and I sent it to him, made him laugh. I was like, you're gonna be sending this to me probably another, couple of months.
Yes.
But that song that she sings, All I Want.
Keep her frozen for now, please.
Keep her
frozen for now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it goes fast, that's for sure. But
it does.
Yeah. Anything else, Kyle? I mean, this obviously has been great.
I just implore everyone to get out there, enjoy a fantastic autumn season. Go to the pumpkin patch, apple picking, enjoy the fall foliage, and then make sure to track the fall colors changes on the FoliageReport.com or at Foliage Report on X or Instagram. So
can anyone actually send you guys photos and just as long as you give them credit, you'll put it on their website and everything?
Please.
And
you mentioned earlier about how you'll see pictures of folks. Those are my peepers who will send me pictures.
Right. No, I mean, I'm just saying anyone that gets nice pictures, they can send it to you. And
Please tag me, send it to me. I will give you proper credit, of course. Exactly. If it's a post worthy photo, I'm going to post that up and I'll give you credit for it.
No, great.
It's I mean, like I said, I started seeing stuff. I mean, I follow you, and then I started seeing things already. Like you said, I mean, there's parts of Alaska already that are past peak, right? I mean, it's
probably the northern slope and the Brooks Range, which is in northern Alaska, it's already past peak.
Right,
and
that's
and
crazy.
it's just,
when you think
it's always
I think it snowed up there already. Yeah,
of course,
it has
always
around Barrow.
The past peak just move its way down south, throughout the season. But yeah, no, Alaska's moving. They're a few days ahead of schedule as well. But no, it's wonderful to see.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting next couple of months, that's for sure. Because then we start getting into winter at WeatherWorks, and that's our prime season, and we start thinking about snow and things like that. And Dallas had a little taste of winter last year, didn't they? I think you guys had like an ice storm at some point, didn't you?
We do. We did. We did. Nothing like the Dalaska deal we had, I think, 4 years ago.
Yeah, that was something.
Single digits. And that was very cold.
Oh, that's right. That was the big energy issue, right, across a lot of Texas.
Yeah, no, there's nothing stopping that Canadian wind coming down here except for wire fence. So
they call it like a blue norther or something, or something like that.
I'm not sure what it's called. I mean that there's always a few times within the winter time, and I lived in DC for 12 years, so I got to experience a very balanced, I would say, season structure, and it got cold there every winter, but here it's a little different. I feel like more ice storms.
Well, Texas is so big too. I mean, you can have a huge difference between like Amarillo and Corpus Christi. It's a whole different.
It snows more frequently in Amarillo, of course.
It does. The Panhandle and Oklahoma and Texas. There, I mean, they get they get a fair amount of winter actually. I mean, they can just as easily be 75 and sunny, but they can also get a snowstorm at any time during the winter too. So.
Very true. Very true.
And then, of course, last year the big story was the big Gulf Coast snowstorm. That was ridiculous. The blizzard down there, all the way through Louisiana and parts of northern Florida. Parts of Florida got more snow than DC did last year, I think. Or no, DC did okay. I think it was actually parts of New England that got less snow than Gulf Coast did. It was such a weird year.
Such a strange season. You're right. Such a strange year. But fingers crossed for a wonderful, temperate autumn here. So
yes,
we don't have too many extremes. If there's extreme drought, you will see some really bright colors a lot of times, but we don't need too many extremes.
No. Fingers crossed that we keep the tropics quiet too, and we don't need another hurricane like last year.
Is it right now the peak of hurricane season?
Yeah, it's
quiet.
Very quiet. It's a lot of what they call the Saharan air layers, a lot of dry air and dust blowing across a lot of the Atlantic, and that kind of suppresses things from developing. And we had a close call with Aaron back in August, but that thankfully missed the U.S. basically, other than the Outer Banks. I think it just kind of grazed them. But yeah, so far so good. So we'll hopefully. But October, November is always a weird setup in the Gulf, and you never know. Things could develop, as we call homegrown, more closer to the U.S. You don't get the long track Cape Verde storms as you get in October, November, but you can just as easily get something to spin up in the Gulf or the Caribbean and then impact the U.S. But of course we'll be watching that. But all right, Leaf Daddy, Kyle Cotner, anything else?
That's all I have. Thank you so much for having me on again. No, this is fantastic.
Thanks for coming back.
You and Jen. Yeah, anytime. I'm here.
We'll revisit, I'm sure, next year if you don't mind coming on again, and we'll check in on the 2026 fall foliage.
3-time
please,
guest.
follow.
3-time guest.
Yeah, he'll be the first one ever. 3 times.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely follow the Foliage Report. It's a great website. It's a great follow on X and, like I said, Instagram too. Correct, Kyle?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. So it's a great place to check out what's going on across the United States with the fall foliage, and we're looking forward to another great year here. as we go into late September and October, especially. So, Jen, anything else for you?
That's about it for me, Brad.
All right. Well, I guess that'll wrap it up for today's episode. And again, thanks for Kyle Cotner for joining us, and for Jen, and of course our producer Mike Priante behind the scenes, taking care of all the edits and everything. Look for this, on our Weather Lounge podcast again here, and we got a couple of great ones coming up too. We got our right here at WeatherWorks. We got the winter outlook coming out next few weeks, and also we have another special guest. Dr. Judah Cohen, he'll be joining us late in November, early December, as we talk about the polar vortex. So, again, good stuff coming up here as we head towards the winter season. And, of course, you can follow us and subscribe to the Weather Lounge and get notified when the next podcast airs. And that's it. You can follow us on all social media platforms and check us out at weatherworksinc.com. So, again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.